Hello and welcome to a Basketball Pantheon video. I'm Adam Johnson.
Austin Johnson.
We're here breaking down Game 3 of the NBA Finals. An awesome game, another kind of classic in this great series so far. The Cavaliers come out on top, take a 2-1 lead. LeBron James with just another absurd game. He's been fantastic. He's been the story kind of the whole Finals. Even though he's not shooting well, he's taking a ton of shots, but he's totally controlling the game. So yeah, we're just kind of go through this like kind of barbershop style, just like kind of open talking about the game more than just like kind of this like kind of stat heavy analysis type thing. Yeah, so kind of just initial thoughts about how the game played out.
Initially, well, funny story, we actually had to watch the first quarter in an airport.
Right, so we're flying back from Seattle.
Yeah, so we're coming back to San Antonio. We had to watch in Phoenix. We had to watch the first quarter and then
watch the first quarter live. Yeah.
Yeah, and got on the plane and came home and watched the last 3 quarters.
Yeah, like way later.
Yeah, and obviously, LeBron was unreal, and it's just historic what he's doing, which is makes me happy as a basketball fan. But I don't know. I think the Warriors definitely. We were talking about it last night. There's just something like they're not doing justice what they've done all year, and that's what's kind of frustrating. Is like, why now are they like not?
Yeah.
Figuring it out. And you can't really put your finger on it, like we were saying. It's just like maybe they just can't get over that hurdle. Like, who knows the final hurdle?
Yeah.
Because the finals it's a different game than it is regular season and playoffs. So it's frustrating to watch the Warriors, knowing all year they're blowing teams out and doing whatever they can. They can play the small ball, they can run, they can physically beat you, they can defend you. And now it's just like, what are you guys doing? And that's frustrating for a fan, of the game.
Totally, yeah, and like the reason I picked the Warriors in 5 in the series, especially it made even more strong case when Kyrie was out. It was just like Cavaliers just don't have enough depth to hang with the Warriors. The Warriors are too good on both sides of the ball. The Cavs were going to play great defense. I didn't doubt that, but I didn't think the Cavs would be able to score with Golden State.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And yeah, so I guess you're right. What is frustrating is like it's frustrating, but it's also like it's turning to just kind of like whatever. I'm just going to enjoy the finals because it's like what I'm watching is not consistent with what I've been watching since October.
No, not at all.
And so I don't want it to be as simple because like I work at a summer league where there's we're all talking basketball with the refs and with other coaches and stuff like that. And there's clearly people who aren't like as into the NBA, maybe as I am and stuff like that, or are watching it as like in such fine detail. They're just kind of like, oh yeah, Golden State can't guard LeBron, like Cavs win, and it's just like I don't want it to be that simple.
Yeah, me neither.
Because it's like that kind of undoes the work I did all season by watching these teams play over and over, with League Pass and stuff like that. And so it's just like I don't want it to be as simple as well they can't guard LeBron, and it's like, but now that it's playing out this way, it is fun to watch. Like it's so different. It's just like
I've never seen the finals like it for sure.
I texted a friend and I was like, this makes no sense. It's not consistent with what I watched all season, but I've learned to just think that it's just great. This is great to watch, and it's crazy how this is playing out. But the Cavs with just this just grinding it out, this isolation heavy, this just solid defense, great rebounding type style of game is unnerving the Warriors.
Yes,
it's not even that the Warriors are playing that badly. They're just not playing the way they have all season, where the ball is whipping around and they're going on these big runs. And I keep saying to you, like, oh, the run's coming, and it never really has come. I guess late in this Game 3, they did. I mean, they were down 20.
Yeah, they did make.
They cut it to 1.
They made a run, yeah.
So, cut it to 1 before Dellavedova's insane banked and won. She's just like, of course. Like if I'm like a Golden State player on the bench or assistant coach, you just got to be like, okay, like seriously,
this guy is really is he really doing this?
But like Dellavedova, how awesome! He scores 20 in Game 3 of the finals. Like, who would have thought?
He is in Clay and Steph's head. Like
definitely.
Like we were saying last night, there's something about they're pissed. Like they're like clearly like this he's bothering them, and that's like to me what his job is in this finals. Even if like he had 20 last night, that's like an extra to me. It's like, but his job is to like go piss them off because he doesn't really need to score.
Yeah.
Dellavedova, like he's a decent shooter, I guess. But he's a wild player offensively, and he's honestly made some horrible mistakes. He's a terrible alley-oop passer.
Yeah.
He had like 3 last
Even the one that connected.
Even the one that connected, which was a great play, and he like got it up there. But LeBron, being the player he is, got fouled, and like Klay Thompson got a piece of it too, I think.
Yeah, Klay Thompson, it was so close to just breaking that up, and there's no reason. Like you have LeBron, just throw it. Oh, I mean, you can overthrow it. Yeah. And it's like Dellavedova is a terrible lob passer.
He's awful. Yeah.
But he's found a way to like somehow make a couple
I don't know. He's defensively is where I'm respecting him the most because he's put up some weird shots. That one like 1-footer three.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
It
doing?
was like 4 seconds in the shot. It wasn't like a heave, like the buzz of the shot.
No, it was like what? Like
yeah. So
he
came off a
and he was
screen.
like open too.
Yeah.
He was like it was like what? Like it's
Yeah.
just very confusing.
Well, he had the one play where he tried to do the pump fake and draw the
Yeah.
foul. And I think it was on who was it on?
Barbosa maybe or someone.
Yeah, I think it was
someone
Barbosa.
just didn't like.
Yeah.
No, like
and
I'm not
and
biting
he
on
just
that.
kind of crumbled to the ground, and it was just like, what? Like this guy, you got to just be thinking like, how is this the guy that's beating us if you're the Warriors?
Yes,
but
yeah.
I mean, that's what makes the finals great. Is
Yeah,
like,
guys
it's like
step
I actually
up.
don't think Dellavedova is that great of a player.
No.
Like, is like Dellavedova any better than like Langston Galloway? But Langston Galloway plays on the Knicks and is not going to ever have this opportunity
Exactly,
to shine in the
exactly.
finals next to LeBron James. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what's so cool about the league is like they're great. Every player is great. I mean, obviously in comparison to like other basketball players. So if any of them have the opportunity to shine, some of them are going to take it.
Yes,
and
exactly.
whether they're that great in terms of an NBA, mindset or not, they all have the potential to do something like this, which is why it's so cool to watch Dellavedova do this. Like, it's just crazy.
Well, just like we're Spurs fans. We saw Gary Neal
right.
like break a finals record. Him and
Yeah.
Danny Green hitting like
yeah, just endless threes.
But it's Gary Neal. So if I'm a Heat fan, I'm like, Gary Neal, is this really happening? So yeah, as a Warriors fan, I'm sure it's like so annoying to see this little white Australian guy just tear you up like defensively. So he's been a blast to watch though. Just like you said, it's just like you never know who's gonna step up and show up. But I do want to point out my favorite play last night was Mike Miller's dive.
Oh yeah.
Diving like that was such a veteran savvy He knew exactly I have to do this.
Yeah, it ended up not resulting in points, but
No,
it was
it didn't.
just awesome.
But just like mentally and like you could tell it did something for the rest of the team and for him. It was just like I'm here too, even though I'm not making my threes.
Right.
I'm still here. I'm still gonna make plays. And that was awesome.
Yeah, well, it shows you where the Cavaliers' mindset is right now.
Yes,
it's just every guy that comes in.
It defined like the Cavs' heart
Yeah.
for me. Like right there, it was like we're coming in and we're gonna do whatever little thing we can to beat you. And that's the things that like the Warriors are not doing.
Yeah, right.
The little things, which we can come over to the Warriors where it's like some of their players are just like I'm just confused on what Harrison Barnes is doing.
Yeah.
And Draymond Green and these guys who like normally do these little things to and they slowly will just chip away at you.
You're right.
But it's like they're not even a part of the game. Like especially Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes 0 for 8 last night. He was terrible.
Yeah.
And someone asked him in the press. It was Lee Ellis, I think. Right?
Yeah, Lee Ellis. Yeah, the starters.
Steve Kerr in the press conference, like, Harrison Barnes 0 for 8. Did you think about starting Iguodala over him or making a lineup change? And I actually would. Iguodala's been way better in the finals so far.
Oh yeah.
Iguodala had another pretty decent game last night, and I think. Yeah, that's the type of change you should make. I know David Lee played really well for Golden State.
He did, yes,
and he should get more time. I don't think he should start over Draymond Green.
No, I wouldn't
They
start
need
him.
Draymond Green to play well to win the series. So
I
you
agree.
can't shake up the lineup that drastically at this point.
I agree. Yeah.
But I think maybe starting Iguodala over Barnes, maybe that ruins Barnes' confidence. But if at this point you can't really worry too much about that.
Yeah, you have to win. I mean, at this point you're down 2-1 and you're playing at Quicken Loans for Game 4. You have to win.
Right.
So you have to do it like anything it takes. Steve Kerr needs to make those adjustments, and he kind of just was like, I don't know. He didn't really even respond really to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that he's gonna give away then.
No, especially right after a loss. Yeah.
But no, I think that's definitely something they should weigh and
for sure
and potentially do.
I mean, definitely Lee was huge last night for them. I mean, defensively he's not good defensively, but offensively he's just way smarter and a way better passer than Draymond Green and Harrison Barnes. He came in and made a difference like that
immediately. Yeah.
And it was like, well, why hasn't he played the whole finals? But those are the kind of things you learn along the way.
Yeah.
I do think Lee's going to get some significant minutes next game.
Yeah, I mean, he should take the initial, the big minutes from whoever the second, the Spade. I guess Spades didn't play last night, but Spades or Ezeli or someone like that.
Which is funny, because he still hasn't gotten a minute
yeah,
since that missed
yeah, that is crazy. That's the last contribution he makes to the finals is a missed dunk at the end of the third quarter. But anyway, yeah, so, and the difference in David Lee, and, what David Lee does, and, for people who don't, totally understand this, what David Lee does that's so much better than Draymond Green is, when they're setting picks using Draymond Green on Steph Curry, Cavs are doing an awesome job of making Steph Curry go really wide off of those out to way beyond the 3-point line on one of the wings, and that big guy's just staying with him for a long time. And so what they're allowing is that little pass either a pop at the top of the key or to the free throw line.
And Draymond Green can't do anything.
Draymond
with
Green
it.
is making bad decisions when he gets it back. Stephen Curry is making the right play by giving it back to the wide open man. It's not even. I mean, Curry would be foolish to not pass it.
Yes.
And even really quickly, kind of just to go, the behind the back pass to Curry through, like it looked horrible, and it wasn't a great call. But I actually do place a little bit more responsibility on Draymond Green on that play because he had popped so many times before that. And so
then he's just
had
kind of
he
in
popped,
no man's land.
had he popped, that pass actually would have gone right in
Yes,
his pocket.
yeah.
And so I don't really understand what Draymond Green was doing there, and clearly Steph didn't either because he threw it out of bounds. But so it looked horrible on Steph, and it wasn't a great play, but it was. I thought there's a little bit more. Draymond Green was a little bit more to blame than people were saying last night. So, but anyway, yeah. So when Draymond catches that at the free throw line, a few times last night, he just drove right at Mozgov without any sort of idea of what he's going to do, and he just kind of flipped it up.
There were like 3 of those, and he like falls on the ground, it's like looking for a foul.
Yeah.
And it's like
and Mozgov was great protecting the rim and going straight up.
Yeah, Draymond Green was just so disappointing in those situations, and David Lee came right in. Like I think the first time he got one of those passes, he like whipped a pass to the corner.
Yep.
And it was like that's all you have to do.
Just make a decision.
Yes, make a decision quick, and David Lee offensively is good at that.
Well, David Lee's better at those little like kind of floating shots. You can finish with either hand.
Well, we saw that move on LeBron when he like rose above and he got the and-1 and the goal. They called the goaltend. It's like man, like David Lee. It's like whoa, you kind of saw the glimpses of like oh yeah, he was an all-star at a time. There was a time where he was,
just 2 years ago he was an all-star.
he was really good, and yeah, it's cool to see him kind of step up and get those minutes, and I'm excited for Game 4 to see what he can do.
Yeah, for sure. And they're going to play Draymond a lot still. They have to.
Yes.
But Draymond actually hasn't done that bad of a job of keeping the bigs off the boards. I mean, he hasn't looked great, but like they really didn't have that many offensive rebounds last night, Cleveland. So
what was it? Yeah.
So you wonder. I mean, it's not that. It's not as if that's been that huge of a deal. So,
no.
But David Lee will help in some regard, you would hope at that point. But yeah, the defense, there's going to be a trade-off, I mean, but Draymond Green has been so bad offensively and so reluctant to shoot those open threes on the pop. Like Cleveland's not even looking at him when he catches it. I mean, he's just like, you can sit out there all day if you want. But it's creating this indecision, I think, in Draymond Green's mind. He's catching at the top of the key. He's just like, okay, wait, what? Like, why am I so open? Like, okay, clearly I'm not supposed to shoot this. And there's a couple times where he's had drives, and then he's like whipped passes back out when he could have just tried to finish. He just looks a little freaked out offensively. And David Lee, I don't think will make those same mistakes. So I would not play David Lee like over Draymond Green, but I think any minutes that you would get, maybe take a few of his minutes, but any minutes you would give to another backup big, all need to go to David Lee in Game 4, just to see what you have. And I also think Steph Curry getting rolling. I'm not a huge fan of like, well, that'll carry over to Game 4. Like I think there's like this magical like momentum will carry to. I don't think that's really like true. I don't think you. But there are things you figure out. Right. Yeah.
Yes. Like Steph said, he's like you take everything like with a grain of sand. You just kind of like slowly build off that. Like
there are things you figure out. Like okay, we figured out that these type of pick and rolls can work, or this, but not like okay, he made 3 shots in a row, and that means he will now make his next 3 in the game. Like I don't think that's real, but I think there are like little like strategic things that they figured out, like how to get him free, and then a couple of shots he hit were just crazy shots.
Just Stephen Curry shots.
Yeah. So
which he broke a record last night of most threes in a finals quarter.
Yeah.
He broke Ray Allen's record. He had 5, and that was completely like disregarded because they lost. But like, wow, what a freak of nature to be able to shoot so poorly like in the first half and then come out and do that. I mean, he did show a little like there was some heart where I like really respected out of Curry.
Right.
Like, wow, this guy's.
Well, it's scary. I mean, if you're the other team, you gotta be like, I mean, at any point he can just catch fire. Like,
yes, and like hit 3 threes and shoot, we're
and it's down to 1.
Yes,
It goes from 20 to 1.
Yeah.
So I mean, and there was other things obviously in that comeback.
That happened, but yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's crazy how quickly they can come back, and like the lead really is not safe. I mean, LeBron sat for 1 minute in the fourth, and you could tell he just like, I gotta go.
Like
save
right
this
away.
game.
Yeah. It was like 10:57. He
he's like, all right, here we go.
Yep,
So I don't. You're not gonna be able to afford resting LeBron in more than maybe 2 minutes the whole game. So, which is crazy. I mean, the load he is like shouldering is just amazing.
Huge.
And I'm the utmost respect for that and kind of how this is playing out. It's a weird way, and even he said, he's like, this is not the way I'd like to play. Like just shooting a lot, high volume. Like I want to be efficient. He was saying in that awesome interview with Dwayne Wade after the game.
Is that? Yeah, wow. As a basketball fan, that was amazing.
But he's like, this is what it takes, and that's really cool to see. And that's something it's underrated about him. Like he kind of just does. He finds like, okay, my team just needs me to attack the rim and rebound right now. Like and like he's done that like some of the Miami Heat days. Like he would just do that. Or my team needs me to like, dish it off and find guys. He would just do it. My team needs me to score right now. Just do it. And like that's the importance of LeBron. Like how great he is at every little aspect. It's so impressive. I'm just blown away with how well he's playing, without shooting well. It's been incredible to watch. I do think I shouldn't predict anything again because it's just like this series doesn't make any sense. Like
No,
again,
no.
with what I've watched all season, but I would be very surprised if Cleveland could beat them 3 games in a row.
I'll be shocked if.
So
Yeah, I'll be shocked. What's really surprising is that, you know, for the Warriors, it kind of sucks that Klay Thompson's, it seemed like his good game they lost in game 2.
right,
And then game 3 is like, well, Stephen Curry finally got some threes going. It's like we still couldn't
right.
still couldn't find anybody else to do anything.
Yeah,
So
Steph finished
like,
7 of 13 from
yeah,
3. That's really
with
good.
like
Yeah.
27 points.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like everybody needs to like come together. It's almost as simple as that. Like, all right, like
Yeah.
let's all play at the same time, not just one. Like Steph was saying, we need to come out with that for 48 minutes, not a quarter, not 5 minutes. Like, this is the finals. Like, I mean.
That intensity has to be there from the tip.
Yes.
And it hasn't been so far. And there's one, another friend of ours that was texting me about the game. He's like, it just looks like Cleveland's playing harder. And it's like, I always think that things aren't that simple. Where it's just like one team wants it more. Like I don't think that's, and that's not what he was saying.
Yeah.
But there is, like there's plays that happen where you're just like, man, like Cleveland just looks desperate. Like they just look like we have to win this game. Like. There's nothing like we're gonna do everything possible to win this game, and the Warriors is just like you just slightly don't feel like that's the case yet. Like they haven't totally grasped how important these games are.
Yeah.
Maybe they have now. Now they're down 2-1. I mean, remember they were down 2-1 to Memphis.
Exactly, and Steph was
Atlanta
like,
was down 2-1 to Washington after a game 3, and it's like.
Yes.
Like the team wins that game 4 and they go back home for game 5, the series just flips immediately. So
exactly.
it's like
it's back to square one, really.
Yeah,
2-2, best 3 series basically at that.
So
point.
it's very possible that the Warriors find something and it's just like okay, this is what we expected.
Well, it's what the Warriors have done all season. There's no doubt in my mind the Warriors can still come back. Honestly, there's no doubt in my mind they can win 3 games in a row.
Yeah. Me neither. Yeah.
That's just who they are, and that's what's making this really interesting, is that you have this this team that's played so good all year, and then you have this guy, LeBron, who's like playing out of his mind for this stretch. I mean, best finals performance I've ever seen so far, with my own eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can go back and watch the MJ '93, but this is like there's stuff he's doing on defense, and like that's just like how is he doing that and that like all at the same time. And I mean, someone even said like I think he's even coaching the team right now. Like he's like yelling at players, like like getting in their face. And he said with Dwayne Wade, he's like, it's my job to do that. Like I have to get in these players. We have to win. He gets it. Like
the urgency is there.
Yes, because like in 2 weeks you're either gonna have a trophy or you aren't.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like you're gonna be sitting on your ass at home either with a trophy or not. And he doesn't want to have that feeling again.
Right.
And he understands that. And there's something in that like none of the Warriors players have. Like LeBron, he clearly is on a different level than every other player on the court.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh, I understand. I've been here before.
The desperation level is there.
Yeah. Which NBA players, they get winning is winning, and they understand how big it is. But there's something about being there over and over and over, and even losing like LeBron has, and winning it like LeBron has.
To know both sides. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets it. He's like, it sucks, lose. Like he knows it's gonna be painful if we lose. So let's win. Like, screw it. Like that's that, and he's kind of saying like we don't have anything to lose. Is what LeBron told D Wade last night. Like, why not just go after?
Like they're not supposed to win this series. Yeah.
And that's how Delly's playing. He's just like there's nothing like why not? Screw it.
Yeah. So I mean, in my mind, I don't really. I never cared who won. I mean, I guess there's a part of you that like you want to sound smart if your pick was right, but it's like at this point, my pick's not gonna be right now because I picked Warriors in 5. So I don't care. I don't care about that at all. And so it's just like I've just enjoyed the games. I've been able to like just step back and be like, you know what, this doesn't make sense. And I have to get over the mental hurdle of it's not making sense with what I watched all season. And now Game 3 was the first game where I was just like, I can just fully enjoy this and just be like, I don't care. I'm not going to watch this from like a crazy like analytical mind. Just enjoy the basketball. It's been awesome. So this one I'm just rooting for 7. I don't really care.
Same.
Who wins
I just want to see this go as long because I don't want basketball to end at this point. It's like dang, like.
Yeah. I mean, it's been awesome. Cannot wait for Game 4.
Yeah, oh my god.
That'll be Thursday night, and then we have that long wait for Sunday for Game 5, which is
that's going to be horrible because either way it goes, if it goes 3-1, because then I'm going to be like, oh, I want to see if the Cavs can finish it in 5, like, or if the Warriors win.
Or if it's 2-2, just that knife edge anticipation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, really enjoyed last night's game. Game 4, Braden should be back helping us out with something. And yeah, that's so that's what we're looking forward to. So be looking for that after Game 4. Madness. The finals. Game 3, Cavs win, lead 2-1. unbelievable. Dellavedova, LeBron, congrats. We'll see you back here for Game 4. Signing off, Adam Johnson.
Austin Johnson.
Thanks.